Superheroes speak a comic book dream, where legends are born and stories redeem. With Dawn and Darth Dawn, whom will we cast? The podcast is here to make the past last.
Hey everybody, welcome to Superhero Speak, the greatest podcast on the internet. At least that's what everyone's saying. At least that's what I've been told. How's it? I'm your host, Dave. And
Don, sorry, had some lag there. You know, having another flawless beginning of the show as usual.
Yes, as always. It's what we do. It's it's what we're here. It's what we live for. So I know we had said to people last week, and I don't even know if we're gonna have a lot of viewers tonight.
Yeah.
Because we had said last week we were gonna be off this week, and I kind of said I wanted to do a quick episode. I want to do a Thanksgiving themed episode. I want to say what I'm thankful for this year and all that kind of stuff. But we'll get into all that. But in the meantime, how was your Thanksgiving, Don?
It was a pretty good Thanksgiving. I had to kind of temper myself because I had went to the doctors earlier in the week, and you know, I'm reasonably healthy, but my A1C, diabetes, was pretty jacked. Even though I'd lost weight, blood pressure was okay, cholesterol was down, but A1C way up. So yeah, I kind of went through Thanksgiving with no stuffing or rolls or just really trying to stay away from bread products. I made it through okay, but
tough.
What about you, man? How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was actually pretty good. I had to get up early because I cooked the turkey and the stuffing, and I'd actually prepped everything the night before. So, but we do it at my daughter's. So, I got up early, headed over there, got the stuffing made and in the bird, and I got it in the oven pretty quickly. And then, so I was like, you do the whole thing where I don't know if anyone watching cooks, but you set the temperature of the oven to 450, and after an hour you turn it down to 350. So I put it in the oven. I set the timer for an hour, and I sat down on the couch, and my granddaughters ran over, and one was on one side, snuggled on one side, one snuggled on the other side, the other was sitting watching TV, and I was out for a good 40 minutes on the couch. So that was nice, and then my son came over later, and so did her mother-in-law and brother-in-law. Had a nice little small Thanksgiving that we do every year.
Good.
And yeah, enjoyed ourselves. I actually just had leftovers for dinner tonight. Always enjoy them. I'm a turkey and stuffing fiend. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, so yeah, it was nice. It wasn't overly dramatic. Some people, I think, probably had overly dramatic Thanksgivings this year. So, what are you gonna do? That's life. What do you call a turkey you see on the farm the day after Thanksgiving?
I don't know. Lucky?
Yeah, you knew that one. All right. Why did the turkey join the band?
Okay, you got me on that one. Don't know.
He had his own drumsticks. But that's right. No inappropriate jokes in this episode. It's Thanksgiving dad jokes. So yeah, so that's it. Like I said, we're gonna talk. There's a couple of little news articles, and we'll talk about we're thankful. But before we get into any of that, before we get to anything else, I have a very, very, very special announcement. As of today, honestly, as of today, December 1st, 2024, we have officially hit 25,000 subscribers on
Oh
YouTube.
shit! Right, I see that.
So, yes, that is the
That's
first thing that I will say that I am thankful for this year is hitting
yeah,
25,000 subscribers. It feels good. So,
yeah.
so
That's awesome. Let's fucking go. All right.
yes. I mean, obviously, John isn't here to join with us and celebrate. He has family issues going on, as he discussed on the show before. But I'm sure I will let him know when we're done about the numbers, and I'm sure he will be happy. He will probably go, "Why?" As he always.
Right.
So yeah, that's it. That's our intro. This is gonna be a short one tonight, boys and girls. Again, it's just a little something for the fans, a way to say thank you during the Thanksgiving season. But if you want to know how you can get more superhero speak and listen to some other great podcasts, and I haven't edited it yet, but here's Darth Dawn to tell you more.
Good evening, plebeians. Darth Dawn here to tell you that superhero speak is not just a YouTube show. It is also a website. You will go to superheroespeak.com where you can find all the social media links to the show, comic reviews by Chris, and most importantly, our merch. You will buy our merch. And while you are on the HoloNet, you must check out the rest of the Geek World All-Star Podcast Network, an influential conglomerate of podcast shows like the Pop Prism Power Podcast, Colt 45, That's So Wizard, Fans on Patrol, Twisted Mind of 8-Bit Ray and the Gorilla Brain Podcast, and of course, the powerful superhero speak. Plug in hashtag GW All-Stars, and you will not be disappointed. And if you do not comply with my request here tonight, I will torture you by making you watch The Acolyte, the one and only season, over and over again. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a double feature to catch. They're showing Blade 2 and The Matrix Reloaded at the drive-in. Now, back to the show. Geez, Darth Dawn there lying to you, so wizard there. So,
Yeah, I know. We'll fix it.
well, I know. I got to do something else.
Evening, Thrawn. Giving thanks rules, and here's to hoping skeleton crew doesn't drool. Oh, yeah, that starts this week, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be talking about it on the next show.
There isn't much to talk about next week, so I definitely will be talking about skeleton crew.
But listen, we've made it this far without any sort of discourse about it, so maybe slight sliver of hope here that we don't have like an acolyte shit show. Which, depending on who you are, that means one thing or another. But yeah, we'll see how this goes.
All right. And if you have gotten this far in the podcast, if you haven't done so yet, you know what? Hit that subscribe button, click that bell for notifications so you don't miss us when we go here live every Sunday night at 8:30. And if you're so inclined, please smash that like button. It does help with the algorithm and gets the show out there even more. And if you feel up to it, if you want to, no pressure, but see this, I'm wearing one right now. Check out our link below. to our merch store. Grab yourself a Superhero Speak t-shirt. You'll be styling through the holidays, the envy of all your family, and so much more. Oh, and here's Kassan. Hello, gents. Anyone check out Dune Prophecy? Dune Prophecy. Is that
Yeah, it's a TV show based off of, the new
the movies?
Dune universe, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Duneverse.
Duneverse. I'm going to
Nah.
check it out. I just haven't yet. I'm so busy. Next week's not really looking good. I'm not even quite sure when I'm going to get Skeleton Crew in, but I'll get it in.
I finally got to see the finale of the Great British Baking Show tonight. I was busy all weekend.
Awesome.
So. And if you watch it, Dylan was robbed. But that's all I'm going to say. All right. Well, we'll tell you what. We'll just do this for, the sake of being somewhat consistent. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with a couple of news articles.
Some podcasts are like this.
So I had this debate the other day in the car. So Helen Keller. So apparently someone said that she flew a plane.
Is that right?
Yeah. And I'm like,
well, how does she fly
no.
a plane? How does she fly a plane if she's hiding in the closet? What? How does Helen Keller? What? What?
You were. Shut up. Shut up.
She got. Did she? I thought she get. Did she get free and then fly the plane?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What is happening right
there
now?
was like a live audience, and I could ask them, does he even deserve? Does he even deserve me to continue? Oh my God. I'll give you one more chance. Helen Keller. What is she known for?
She wrote a book in the attic.
That's Anne Frank. Helen Keller's the woman that was blind and deaf.
And some podcasts are like this.
DC Talk used to have this song that was like, we're just two honks and a Negro serving the Lord.
What? You lying? Hold on for a second.
Break it down.
When you really break it down,
We're just two honks and a Negro serving the Lord. We're just two honks and a Negro singing our song.
Bruh. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
But only one podcast is where you can get in-depth analysis like this.
And murder them like they are getting like emulted, like they're being burned the fuck alive.
And they are literally turning to ash from
Thanos snap. They're like,
but it was two butt cheeks instead.
Yeah, two butt cheeks of our Lord.
Thanos clapping.
You are now listening to Cult 45.
This is Beat 'em Down.
And I'm Random Randy Savage.
Find us on all your podcatching apps like Podbean or Spotify, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or just go to www.cult45podcast.com.
Also, check out our YouTube for that sweet video content.
Cult 45, the only podcast that puts hair on your chest.
I just really screwed up there. I completely forgot. I have all these ads queued up in our list, and that's the one I don't like to play because whoever owns the rights to that movie they're talking about on Cult 45 is one of those where there's a bot that just automatically flags anyone who shows the clips. So I got to just remove it from the list. Kassan says, I'm convinced Cult 45 listeners listens to these podcasts unironically. I got one they have to. The two guys, like the one idiot
Yeah.
who didn't believe Central America connected North and South America. Anyway. All right. We do have, believe it or not, we have two news articles I brought for this week. And the first one, those who watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade may have noticed the return of a beloved superhero. Spidey makes his return to the Macy's Day Parade with a brand new balloon based on the designs of John Romita Sr. And I mean, I love it because like How Green Is Your Goblin is which is Amazing Spider-Man, I want to say 39, is like the first one in my collection of my Amazing Spider-Man books. Like that's where it starts.
Oh wow.
And it's the book that I have that is signed by both of John Romita Sr. and Stan Lee. So it's like the cornerstone of my collection. So
yeah,
like that made me happy. So it's interesting. Like I don't know what.
Dave's having some technical difficulties, so I'll barrel on through here. See. Okay. I guess I'll just kind of talk about, with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. It was actually like a tradition that I used to have with my grandma. Like every Thanksgiving, we'd wake up in time to watch the Thanksgiving Day parade. And I remember Spider-Man all the way back then, back in the 1980s, there always seemed to be a Spider-Man float. And over the years, they've incorporated some cool new ones. Like when I was a kid, it was Big Bird, Snoopy, Charlie Brown. Yeah, there was a Spider-Man. Fast forward to 2024. There's Goku is afloat now. Like that's actually something that really made me ecstatic. So that's cool that Marvel's still popular, and I think we should get more Marvel balloons. Let's get some X-Men stuff in there. I'm sure Naruto or wait, isn't Luffy already from One Piece? Isn't he already afloat? It's actually really cool that they incorporate anime characters into the floats and whatnot. But really, two things make me not care about the parade. Not make me like I don't get my kids up and we don't watch the parade. And the first one is going to be that I think streaming kind of kills it a little bit. I mean, I know you can probably go on a streaming app, and I know I'm sure they've got the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. Well, why I'm sure one of these apps have those rights, but I don't know. It's just different than turning on the TV. Hey, put it on channel 8, or channel 3 or 5. One of those local staples here. The other thing that kills it for me is, and maybe I'm just not remembering correctly from when I was a little kid, but like I remember when I was a little kid, like it was all just floats in a big parade. And now they like stop the fucking parade for like 10 minutes so they can do some musical number, which just personally me, I'm not a musical person. So it just completely makes me bored out of my mind. And, it makes the parade 4 hours long. So like maybe every 15 minutes you see a cool float, that you're like, oh, cool. Hey, look at that. Look at that. So that's cool. I want to see more Marvel stuff. I want to see more of an actual parade. I really hope one day, which they probably never will, but hopefully one day they go back to just a parade and not do the 10-minute musicals and stopping the parade and just making it completely boring. But yay for Spider-Man.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're definitely on a different mic. Or if you're not, you sound different. And
yeah, I don't know why my mic stopped working.
Oh no. Ron Kill, thank you for confirming. It is Luffy.
I hate computers. Did I ever tell you that?
No, you didn't. I just hate Macs. No, I'm just kidding. All right. As a former comic book enthusiast, what changed your passion from then to now? Is it only price or something else?
They're the best.
No, you're right. They do integrate easily and
I can't
are quality.
hear you now. What heck is going on here?
You can't hear me.
I might
Okay.
have to leave and
Hopefully
come back.
You might have to.
I'll be right back. I'll be right
Good
back.
luck. It's my show now. No. So Kasan, what changed to okay. So price is definitely a big factor because paying $4-5 a book is just getting to a point where I just can't keep up with that. But if I felt I got a good amount of story for that $4 or $5, I would probably feel different. But the pacing in comic books, at least the X-Men stuff that I was reading and do and do dabble in every now and then, it's just to pay like to get a full story, you have to, and this is if you're lucky, some of it has really just kind of been not cohesive whatsoever. But yeah, you got to pay like $25 and get 5 issues and not get a full complete story from that. That's what I experienced, particularly with after House of X and Powers of 10 with the X-Men. Yeah, Hickman was still writing the main X-Men book, but like just nothing was happening from issue to issue. The first 10 issues, like none of them were hardly connected. So, to answer your question there, Kasan, yes, it's price, but it's overall value. I can't spend $30-40 on one series and think, what the fuck is going on with this book? What's the story right now?
Don killed the master like a good apprentice.
So, I mean, he's not wrong. Listen, let me take you through it here. So the reason I ever even appeared on Superhero Speak as a guest was because I made a comment on Twitter.
Yes.
And back then, my own podcast was called House of D. I was kind of trying to do the House of X thing, being an X-Men fan, hardy har har. But, JD pointed out, he called it the House of D's Nuts, which I did find infinitely amusing. Absolutely. But then they asked me to come on. I came on and apparently didn't suck or made some good points or whatever. And then lo and behold, JD has to quit the show and here I am. So, there's like one enemy down and, life's taking care of John for me. So there's that. And then you're having computer issues. So that's one.
Is this all part of your master plan?
Yeah, you think I just came up with the Darth Dawn persona or is it the real me?
Okay, I'll have to watch my back from now on then.
Hey, we slept in the not to be too forward. We slept in the same room 3 nights. Nothing happened. So
True.
You are amused.
San says, would you like the comic publisher switched to a manga model of lesser art quality but better story quality?
Well, that's my big problem with manga is I actually don't like manga art. Maybe I would like it a lot more if they colored it, and I know they do color it from time to time. Dog don't like it either. Okay. And I know this is a Japanese versus English thing, but I can't do the whole fucking right to left reading. I like to do the left to right. And they flip back. So, but everything else about manga, how everything is cohesive, the story is good. If they would at least just color it, I would like it a lot better.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that aspect. I do think though, like, I don't know. This was something that JD and I have talked about quite a few times, is that I feel like they should just go to a prestige format, not try to do a monthly book anymore. Just like come out with a good story. It's 4 parts. Okay, you put it out. And then maybe there's no Batman this month, but in 2 more months, there's another 5-part story that comes out monthly. And then, and then don't worry about continuity. We don't need everything connected, because that's what happens. They do come out with a good story like The Killing Joke, which was meant to be an out of continuity story that
Yeah.
was written to be the quote unquote last Joker story. It was never meant to be part of continuity, but then all of a sudden Barbara Gordon was crippled in the Batman books, and becomes Oracle. And sure, you got some good stories out of that, but it was never like they're so worried to like say, oh, you know what? Don't worry about continuity at this point. I think people feel trapped. Like they talk about the barrier of entry for the movies, the barrier of entry for the comics is
Yeah.
10 times worse. So
Yeah, it's very hard to hit the ground running when you're like, hey, I want to get into comic books. Like, where do I start?
yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I made a whole video about that on my old YouTube channel. The internet is your friend, all that. But I think in order for anyone really to truly enjoy comic books anymore, just like you're saying, just let go of the continuity. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't understand what's going on in the comic you're reading, like, I mean, at least in today's world, we live, we got the internet, we can catch up fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just jump in, enjoy the story. Mentioning omnibuses here. Yeah, that's kind of my favorite way to collect comics at this point.
I actually have an omnibus of the original Superman comics. So yeah. Yeah, because like I'll never be able to own those books anyway, but they reprinted I think like the first 25 issues in an omnibus. So yeah.
But as far as the manga model, the one thing that we got to be careful of, though, like, and this will never happen, so I guess we don't really have to worry about it. But with a manga series, it retains its author. The author dies.
Yes.
So does the story.
Exactly.
So,
That's that is something you do not get in mainstream. Well, obviously you couldn't get it because all the characters that are still in continuity most of them, the creators are all dead. There's very few creators that are still alive writing their own books. I mean, you get Todd McFarlane with Spawn, and he doesn't even write it all the time anymore.
Right.
And what's the one? The guy with the fin, the green monster.
Savage Dragon.
Savage Dragon. Yeah, like they might be the only two books that are still in continuity that are written or at least overlooked by their original creators.
Also, the only two Image properties anyone gives a shit about as well.
Well,
but, yeah,
true. So, all right. Then the other story that we had, we got a reunion on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Between Daredevil and Elektra, or as some people call them, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Gardner, got together on New Year's to work for a charity. The charity is celebrates. It's to help feed homeless families, and it's the midnight missions. So yeah, they obviously, as those kinds of things go, the TMZ or whoever followed Ben Affleck and found him go to this charity and get at I think the whole thing's weird. Like, and it's funny. I thought it was interesting timing because we just had Jennifer Garner in Wolverine and Deadpool. There is kind of a Daredevil joke in the movie about their relationship, and then lo and behold, they get together on Thanksgiving in real life. And I can't remember. Do they have children together? I know
I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Kasana's a Ben bro. He hopes he finds happiness. Hey, he's been with two of the most beautiful women on the planet, so gotta be a little happy.
Yeah, he does all right for himself.
So yeah. Oh, Todd is writing Spawn right now. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you
But if
okay. Go ahead.
But if they were going to do this, like, and I know, and honestly, it doesn't look like this was something they were actually trying to get out there. But
right,
whatever. You're a celebrity. But boy, they should have dressed up as Daredevil and Elektra. Though. Why not?
Copyright issues? They might get in trouble. I don't know.
For a charity, please.
No, you're right. You're right. So Jennifer Garner or Jennifer Lopez?
Oh, Jennifer Lopez all day long. Honestly, I don't think Jennifer Garner is ugly, but like I don't know if you've ever seen The Office where like they spent the whole day like debating on whether or not she was actually hot or
Yes,
not.
yes.
And I'm in the like, I don't think you're that hot, but come on, J-Lo, Hispanic.
I know you like them thick.
Come on. Exactly. THICC all day.
Or fat, pretty hot and tempting. PHAT.
Listen, FAT is acceptable as well.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm a Jennifer Garner fan myself. You know.
Yeah, no, right. She's very angular in her face.
I like angular. I like straight line.
I get it. Hey, this is a world filled with different people, so to each their own.
Yeah, I know. So,
I mean, I've found 2 women that were willing to marry me in this earth. So if I can do that, you know, there's somebody.
Then you can do it too. That's you watching right now.
If your name is John, then apparently you're going to struggle mightily, but it sucks.
Kassan says J-Lo crushes the life out of her lovers. No one seems to be happy after the lust fog dissipates. I you know what? Gardner seems more pleasant. You know, I don't disagree with that. J-Lo has had a lot of partners over the years, and
right.
She
But listen, you know, I don't know why that makes me think of this, but it does. So we look at J-Lo, right? Who honestly looks like she did 30 years ago. You know,
Mhm.
maybe a little bit different from when she played in the Selena movie. Have you seen? Because you said all these partners, and it made me think of her. Have you seen Pamela Anderson lately? Like those two, I believe, are about the same damn age. But boy, us white people do not age gracefully compared to.
Speak
Jeez.
for yourself. I'm very graceful. Very. I don't
Right
dye
on.
my goatee at all. I mean, wait. Some of the roots are showing. I might have to re-dye it. Kassan says HSH celebrity gossip hour. Yep, that's right. We're all about the celebrity gossip here. Let's see who's sleeping with who's breaking up with who. That's what all our fans want. Kate Beckinsale ages amazingly. Yes, there you go.
So let me, since we obviously got some time here and
Mhm.
not a lot to talk about, let me throw a curveball in the mix here.
Here we
What
go.
do you think? Yeah, no, you know what I'm going for too. What do you think about the fact that Jonathan Majors has been like exonerated? Like the girl dropped the charges. Like actually, he was already convicted and stuff, but like she dropped the charges. Basically, said that
Yeah.
you know what?
I actually contacted Marvel and asked them, they what did they think of all this? Is he kind of come back, and they
I
said,
don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
so I don't think he's coming back.
Fucked up though, man. Like the Hall of Marvel, like you know, changed directions.
Marcella says, in more important news, the Rise of Skywalker comic adaptation is finally coming out in
I'll buy that
February.
shit. I'll
No,
buy it.
No one wants it. No one wants it, Mark. Sorry.
I want to see more Babu Freak.
Majors was a victim. The House of Mouse leaned on the scales to get him back in the lineup. I don't know. Here's the thing.
No,
if we're
go
being
ahead,
honest,
I'm sorry.
if we're being honest, he was exonerated, but he's already been tried in the court of public opinion, unfortunately.
Right. But the fucked up thing is like the court of public opinion has judged him wrong, because so if you go to the Mega Level Nerds podcast on YouTube, I don't know, in one of my shows, I got to take credit here because me and J100 sat there. We went through the court, like all the evidence
Mhm.
that was presented against him, and called it BS. And here we are.
I am not. I'm not saying it wasn't BS because I kind of
No,
felt
I
that
know,
too.
but the public, they obviously did not look into the case.
Right,
It's
they never
clear.
do. It's whatever the headlines tell them. But all right, so did they? Here's the thing: did Disney and Marvel work with James Gunn again after he was fired because of the court of public opinion because of stuff that he had published years ago? Yes. So, is there a chance of him coming back? Yes.
I see it happening.
But they've already changed the direction and hired RDJ to play Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
I saw a thing on, I think it was Screen Crush, and they had talked about basically, they like if Kang and Doom teamed up, that would be like the ultimate thing
Yeah.
for Secret Wars, and then the Doom, who is a Tony Stark variant, sees what's going on and teams up with the Avengers to stop Kang at the end. So, like, that would be cool, and I think people would like that. Because you know what? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I also think there's enough people who don't pay attention to the Jonathan Majors news who have no idea why he was fired. You know?
Yeah.
So there's just people who go and watch the movies, and all of a sudden it's like, why is it Doctor Doom? They're not paying attention to the news like we do. So if all of a sudden Doomsday comes out, and it's like, they're going to just be like, what's going on here? So considering that these are just announcements, and I don't think any scripts are written yet, they still have time to change direction. They definitely still have time to change
They
direction.
do, but they're running out of road, right? Because we know that the Mutant Saga is coming, interesting stuff. I kind of, you mentioned James Gunn there, and I actually think that's pretty important to mention, because it's what happened. They fired him. Okay. They hired him back. No one cares about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So,
some people do, but yeah, I mean, I get what you're
sure.
saying.
I'm sure Adam Warlock fans are all about it. But so maybe it is smart that they don't bring him back right away, because he might phone it in or do something to just because he's bitter that they didn't stand by him.
That's actually an excellent point. That fact that they didn't stand by him, they fired him as this was going on. Kassan says 800 million worth of audience did care about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Yeah, I mean, it made money. It's not as much as some of their other movies, but it made money.
Yeah, Moana 2 is going to make money, but when I was watching it, I didn't care.
No, but all those big
Yeah.
Moana fans scared. So we'll see. Because let's put it this way, right? Like, there are enough people on the internet, and we know the internet has a voice, that are not happy with RDJ coming back as Doom. They think that it's just stunt casting, and they're like, I'm out.
Yeah.
So, Kassan asked, did your kids? His kids did.
Yeah, no, my kids liked it. I actually didn't hate it. To be honest with you, I didn't hate it. I enjoyed the first Moana.
Randy,
right.
Randy says, by the dollar amount, Adam Sandler is the greatest actor in the world. Randy, that's quantity over quality. He puts a lot of movies out.
Yeah, the Nintendo Wii like has had the most games of any console ever, and it's all a bunch of bloatware.
Hey, I liked Wii bowling. That's about it.
We all did, absolutely. Wii
because it was
Sports, it kicked ass.
yeah, because it was different and fun, and then it was like, there's nothing good coming out for this console. I
Yeah.
felt bamboozled. Um, all right. Yeah, so to wrap that up, I think that the fans there would not be a backlash from fans if they brought him back, especially because he was exonerated. Will
Yeah.
they? I doubt it. I really do. Um, and that would be a shame, because I feel like they're gonna have to mention Kang, like because that's what kicked
Yeah.
all of this off. So to just ignore Kang at the end is just like, huh? So they're gonna have to mention him again. So we'll have to see. I mean, if you hear Loki season 3, then we'll know he's coming back. So, all right, that's it for the news. And do we want to take? We don't want to take it. Well, we're not going to take another commercial break. We're just going to go right into our
Yeah.
main segment. I wanted to. So that's the whole thing. I wanted to spend some time. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of people that are upset with the situations in the world. We're not going to get into any of that. This is not to talk about that kind of stuff. What I wanted to do is take a moment and say 2024 is coming to an end. It's the start of the holidays. It's a time to be with family and to look back and say, what am I thankful for from this past year? And I figured we could go back and forth and name at least 3 things that we were thankful for in 2024. And it doesn't necessarily have to be related to the podcast or superhero stuff or whatever. But of course, Don, floor is yours. You can go first.
Well, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Obviously, I'm thankful for my wife and kids' health. You know, um, I mean, it's just simple stuff there. I love my wife. I love my children very much. It's been a rough year, particularly as far as like even some marriage stuff goes. But I'm still in the fight. So
Yeah.
I'm thankful that everybody is, for the most part, happy, healthy, and I love them all very much. So very thankful for my family and that they're healthy.
Okay. I'm gonna start off hokey, but one of the things I am most thankful for in 2024 is you, Don. Um, a lot of people don't know this. I never really kind of talked about it. I have talked about it with John. Um, when JD said he was out and wasn't coming back, I was kind of like ready to quit. Like, like, oh, another new co-host and all that stuff. And you came in and you've been a great fit. You're I love your commentary. Great sense of humor. You're willing to put on a hood and pretend you're the emperor for a
Right.
bit for the show, like, and then we hung out in New York, and I think we got to know each other even better, and I consider us really good friends now, and it was great.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so like you helped get this podcast through 2024, believe it or not. So I'm
Wonderful.
very thankful for that. Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, thank you. It's great to hear that from a wonderful friend. So thank you very much. But definitely I'm going to piggyback off that a little bit because one of the items on my list as far as being thankful for, although I'm going to be funny here and say, oh, I'm thankful that JD quit. You're right. Because, I got to fill in for him and when it went from fill in to, we need another host, you guys were gracious enough, to bring me on. And, I tried my own podcast and I'm not saying I never won't. But honestly, just with my life, my schedule, and my talents, I think I'm way better as a part of a podcast than the leader of one. And so I was again lucky enough this year as tough of a year as it was, this is really something that helps me with those problems. It gives me an opportunity
Yeah.
to hang out and to talk about stuff that I love to talk, or maybe stuff that I hate and I just want to be funny about. But it's really, I mean, just to think, I mean, I swear, guys, this is not some bullshit. Like, I came across superhero speak back before I worked from home. So I was always listening to podcasts, to and from work. And superhero speak was absolutely my favorite one. I searched a lot of them, and I felt you guys were very genuine. Were had a lot of thoughts like me, because let's face it, we all like echo chambers. And then John really got me fired up because he talked shit about Star Wars, and that's when I started. And then here I am. I'm a permanent member to my favorite podcast, and yeah, so very very lucky again that JD quit. And but no, I'm thankful, for your invitation, and I'm thankful that I'm able to deliver. Thankful that the views didn't drop, to abysmal levels that I could instantly blame myself for. So
Not yet.
not yet, right? Could happen.
I actually, it's funny because then speaking of the numbers, I mean, I'm gonna start off by saying, again, we just hit 25,000 subscribers. So I'm thankful we get to do this show every week because of the people watching, and I'm talking, everyone, not, of course, Kusan and Marcellus and Thrawn and Randy and like the friends that we've made, the people who watch regularly and participate in the show when we're on. I know there's a bunch that are normally here as well that aren't on. Uh, Ray, of course, sometimes watches and makes fun of you, and so I'm thankful we have an audience who actually watches us. I mean, are we independently wealthy yet? Not yet, but hopefully one day we will make some money off of this. I'm hoping one of my goals is that we'll make enough money this year on the podcast to cover New York. So Thrawn says thanks for giving me something to be part of every week. It has an effect that you can't imagine. Oh, that's nice to hear.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm thankful when my light works. There we go. Yeah. Don is cooking the books. Dave, have you seen his swag?
Cooking the books.
Cooking the books. I don't know. What anything else, Don?
Yeah, I mean, so I guess as we, we can kind of get more surface level here with what we're thankful for. I'm very thankful that the Acolyte came out. No, I'm really thankful that the mutants are coming or are already here.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it should have been sooner, and I'm still nervous how they're going to pull it off, because there's a lot of ways they could go.
Yeah.
Do we get a 15-minute flashback of the original 5 X-Men? Do they get their own movie to start with? I've heard they're doing the Wolverine and the Hulk, which is something I suggested, because I would rather see the 5 original X-Men, Xavier and Magneto, have their story, and then Wolverine come into the X-Men later. But obviously, if you have Wolverine, you're going to do something with him, so they can still do that if they go back to his, special forces days, or when they, threw him at the Hulk for the first time. So I'm just thankful that all of that, we're it's looking like I may get through the mutant saga before dying. So I'm thankful for that. But
Oh,
hey,
don't say stuff like that. You never
I
know.
know.
You never know.
You're right. You're right.
You know what? Though I'm going to say that, I've been on this planet for years, and I never thought I would see an Avengers movie. I never thought I would see a Captain America movie. I never even thought I'd see a Spider-Man movie, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
When that came out in 2002, and now we have a world where there's an actor like Hugh Jackman who is like, say what you want about the man, he's an amazing talent. I saw him live in The Music Man. I've loved a lot of the stuff that I've seen him in, even apart from the Marvel movies. The Prestige, I love that movie. And he says things like, "Oh, I'm done," and whatever, but he loves the character and he loves the fans so much that he's willing to come back at his age and do it again. And that that there's talk about Wolverine and Hulk because he's willing to do it again, because he loves the fans. And so I'm thankful that there's actors like him and Ryan Reynolds and you know even RDJ, where like they realize they're part of a bigger community. It's not just about an actor doing a role, but like there are people who love these characters and love them because they do justice to the characters. So just thankful that I get to live in a world and see all this and be part of it. So
I mean, it's pretty remarkable. I mean, Dave, part of me believes that I'm living in a simulation that was made just for me. Like I'm a little kid. I start playing video games with Atari, checking out comic books. I like all the comic book hero shit. It's great. Yeah, there's a little bit of a stigma by it. The 80s, 90s weren't exactly, welcoming to the geeks of the
Yeah.
world. But then, fast forward and yeah, shit, look, everything that I used to like get made fun of is like mainstream and everybody loves.
Yeah.
And like, a little disappointed because let's face it, when we heard all these projects were coming out, it was like, I read comics. I will be a god of knowledge. And none of that makes nothing or nothing. Don't know.
And that's the thing too. Like, part of me gets upset about it, but part of me loves it too because it's experiencing the characters as well.
Right. It is. Yeah. No. That's the thing that ultimately. Don't get me wrong. I still complain about things that just don't make sense. I do believe they should be as accurate as possible whenever they can. I understand some choices, but I mean, just look how long it took for us to get Wolverine in a comic accurate suit. I mean, that's pretty much the whole reason that fucking movie exists. I mean, it's a good movie. We actually just watched it with my wife last week, and it struck me again actually the old montage at the end of the movie where they show them making like the original X-Men movies and the Fantastic Four movies. Like, I thought that was actually really, I don't know why they did that, but I'm glad they did. I mean, obviously they're trying to say, here, this is the official bow, pin, whatever, Fox X-Men universe. That was their homage. And I thought it was really, and I do complain about the Fox verse a lot, but you know what? They were trying. Maybe not so much in X3 and then Apocalypse and Phoenix, but they did try something that there really wasn't a formula for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had Blade. Yeah, you had Spider-Man. But how the fuck were you going to do an ensemble of mutants? But they went for it. Didn't like all the choices, but they went. I mean, right? If you look at the three major properties that Disney had to kind of recollect, right? Sony, right? They're the smart guys in the room because they said, give us Spider-Man, right? There's no more popular superhero than Spider-Man. And then Fox says, well, shit, well, what do we do? Oh, X-Men and Fantastic Four. Like, if you're a big Avengers fan, comic fan, you might want to plug your ears. But that's all anyone ever gave a shit about when it came to Marvel comic books. Spider-Man, the X-Men, and Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah.
Hence why those properties were purchased, and they have separate universes. So, the companies were trying to be smart there. They just didn't quite execute all the way. But yeah, I don't know. I sometimes I feel like I'm living just in some sort of simulation that was made to make me happy, because I don't know. Here I am still talking fucking comic books.
At
44-year-old.
Keep me plugged into the Matrix. Kasan says, I'm thankful that DC is slowly finding its footing. It's been a long time coming. I'm assuming you're talking about Absolute Batman and Superman. I have not read the other books yet. My plan was to read them this weekend.
Need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I renewed my DC what is it? DC Ultimate or DC Universe subscription, so I could read the book.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. So I might as well take advantage and read all the Absolute books I can. So yeah. Though I have to say DC's always had their footing with the animated stuff. So that is one thing they definitely have over Marvel. Sorry. It's true though. All right. Well, we could sit here all night and be thankful for things, but I think that's a good place to put in it. So if you're watching this, especially after the fact, and you have something that you're thankful for in 2024, could it just be good health? Could it be family? Could it be just that you have a roof over your head, you have a job, that you have someone in your life that loves you? Because you know what? I didn't say my girlfriend, but I'm very thankful for the woman who puts up with me all the time and doesn't complain when I got to do a podcast on Sunday nights. So, yeah. So just let us know in the comments down below. We'd really appreciate it, So let's bring this one in for a landing, and let me know, Don. Do you have any recommendations, or did you learn anything this week?
I didn't learn a whole lot this week. It's been a crazy week, but as far as recommendations go, and maybe I should talk more about this on the show, or maybe I should even make just a video, and you post on the YouTube or whatnot. But Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Okay.
Okay, so I bought a PS5 just for that game, which, funny enough, I actually vowed not to do that. I've actually had a lot of complaints about the Final Fantasy VII Remake. They changed some elements of the story, and I was already like, motherfuckers, because I had a PS4 and I bought Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm like, if these sons of bitches make me have to fucking buy a whole new console to continue this story, I'm done. And sure enough, they announced Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, PS5 exclusive, and I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not doing this. But I did it. And I recommend it. Because, yeah, I know, yeah, humble pie here. Like, no, I did it, and I said on a video before, too, like, yeah, I swore I'd never do this. Well, guess what I just did 5 minutes ago. So it's not a perfect game, but boy, I do like, yeah, the story. They've changed a couple of things. Not everything even makes sense yet, but I just like going through that world in, new graphics, and they add all this stuff to it, and the battle system is great. So I'm sure I'm the only Final Fantasy VII Remake curmudgeon out there. And again, I bought a fucking system just so I could play it, so I'm eating crow there. But if you haven't tried it already and you're interested, play Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. Because it really is a quality game. So just I can't say enough about it.
Maybe I will check that out. I just learned our audience wants to see you as the Grinch disguised as Darth Dawn in the next video, stealing Christmas. The wheels are turning. I can see it.
Yeah, I mean,
Go tell your wife you need to get some green makeup.
So she can look at me strangely again.
Darth Dawn steals a kid's PS5 to play Final Fantasy Rebirth. All right, we're on to something. Christmas video is coming. Right. It is coming. I can feel it. It's in my bones. What else did I learn? I learned that our audience is growing. We hit 25K, and I am ecstatic about that. Recommendation wise, I got nothing. We don't have anything. Okay, you know what? Watch Skeleton Crew, because we are definitely going to be talking about the premiere of Skeleton Crew next week. That will be the main topic. And then after that, I believe we'll be watching a Kraven the Hunter movie. And then Don will be quitting the show shortly after that.
All about quitting, but a little hiatus may be in my future. I may have to work.
I also recommend you go to superheroespeak.com, where you can find the podcast every week. Links to all our social media at the top of the page, comic book reviews, and so much more. And then we will also, I will recommend, if you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button. Click that bell for notifications so you don't miss us when we go live here every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Smash that like button. It really does help with the algorithm and gets the show out there even more so that we can keep growing and growing until we take over the internet. Oh, wait. And if you're...
we're on a road to 100,000, right?
Yes.
Right? That's what we got to do.
Yep. And then we get our silver play button. Also...
So if everyone that's subscribed, if you go make 3 more YouTube accounts and then subscribe, we'll be in there.
There you go. If you're looking for some Christmas gifts, check out our link in the description below and go purchase a Superhero Speak t-shirt. Your family will love you. They're the greatest t-shirts on the internet. That is what everyone is saying. At least that's what I've been told. On that, boys and girls, as always, thanks for watching. Don't let your cape go out the door. See you next week.
Superhero Speak.